It's Friday, February 1st. I'm Paul Hukalak. Welcome to TV7.ca News. Today we take a sneak peek into the party for one of the city's long-awaited rebirths. Tax season is almost upon us, and our financial focus has some tips. And ever thought of being a master? But first,
well, as we wait for the Premier's imminent election announcement, Provincial Economic Development and Trade Minister Deron Bilous wants to hear from you. Next Tuesday, the Minister will be at the Grand Banquet Hall in the St. Albert Inn to discuss your economic priorities as part of Alberta's 2019 budget consultations. The Minister will also provide an update on the province's fight for pipelines, fair trade agreements, support for businesses, and further comments on our energy resources. Following the presentation, the Minister will be answering your questions. For tickets, just email the Chamber of Commerce.
well, as you've no doubt heard or felt the buzz around the city that the grand reopening of the Art Gallery of St. Albert is less than 2 weeks away. But how did we manage to secure our new and improved jewel in our city's Perron district? Well, our City Council granted funding to improve the facility. The Arts and Heritage Foundation was able to secure additional funding from the Government of Canada through two separate funding pools, the Canada Cultural Spaces Fund and the Enabling Accessibility Fund. The provincial government chipped in with funding through the Community Facility Enhancement Program. Jenny Wilson, spokesperson for the Art Gallery, adds,
So we operate the Art Gallery of St. Albert through a partnership agreement with the City of St. Albert. They are our major funder, but we do a lot of our own fundraising and raise a lot of our own revenues that help support a lot of the activities that we do. So things like our annual fundraiser, school programming revenues, community programming revenues, and other events that we do help us to operate. For this renovation, we applied for grant funding, and actually we were successful in obtaining grant funding from all levels of government. So we have funding from the Alberta government, from the province, from federal monies, and then also municipal. So the City of St. Albert were a major contributor to the project as well.
the renovations and improvements included modifications to bring the building up to code, roof repairs, and new energy efficiencies. The project also employed an artist on the project team. Dylan Toymaker is a light design and installation artist and a former St. Albert resident. Quote, "This project was unique in that we were able to incorporate public art in a functional way. Illuminated wheelchair ramp resulting in enhanced safety, beauty, and function," explains Mayor Heron. As TV7.ca has been reporting on for some time now, the Art Gallery of St. Albert and the city invites all St. Albertans to two events to celebrate the opening milestone. As Wilson explains,
Yeah, the first look event is going to be happening in 1 week's time on February the 7th. Tickets are still available, and I would urge people to buy them soon because there's a very limited supply of those tickets. It's going to be a really fun evening. It's a first look opportunity for people in the community to come and see the space, have guided tours, champagne. We have fantastic live entertainment from a really fantastic band called the Misery Mountain Boys. And it should just be a really fun party atmosphere, but just celebrating this new space and everything that's yet to come in this space.
following the festivities, the gallery will be hosting its first exhibition of the year, focusing on the region's commitment to Indigenous reconciliation. Also featured at the reopening celebration will be a ribbon cutting, and speakers from the Arts and Heritage Foundation and representatives from all levels of government, including our own Mayor Heron. Guests are asked to RSVP by today on the Eventbrite website. For more information, you can visit the Art Gallery of St. Albert or St. Albert Chamber of Commerce websites.
Michelle Parker motivates us once again with her health expertise in Let's Get Fit.
All right, today we're going to be talking about cardio training. So revisiting for a moment that the Canadian Physical Activity Guide recommends 150 minutes of moderate to vigorous aerobic activity on a weekly basis. What is aerobic physical activity? Simply put, it's going to be activity that gets you out of breath. For some of you, that might mean hitting the trails for a brisk walk. jog, or light run. However, if you are like me, not a fan of this cold, this weather may be bringing you inside on most of those days. So there's a lot of indoor activities throughout the community of St. Albert, including within your own home. For example, we could be doing some indoor cycling, which can burn as many as 350 to 600 calories in just a 45-minute class. It's a great cross-training tool for runners looking to increase their cadence, or just for somebody who's looking for a cardio option. Then there's jumping rope, a lightweight tool that is easily portable, can burn about 10 calories per minute, working both your cardiovascular and muscular endurance while targeting muscles in both your arms as well as your legs. And like I said, it is easily portable. Then there's fitness classes. Oh, so many different ones to choose from. Find one that you enjoy though, because after all, if you do enjoy it, you are more likely to stick with it. Focusing on today's move of the week next, we're gonna be working with our jump rope. No jump rope, no problem. We're gonna give air jump rope a try. All right, so that jump rope can be used with or without the jump rope. A nice basic jump, both feet together. You can alternate those feet. Maybe you're gonna go into a heel tap. Again, lots of variations. And you can bring it back and tap it out. If you're looking for a bigger challenge, you might work on the crossover or speed jump rope. So your crossover, both hands coming across, and there you go. Thank you so very much for joining me, everyone, today. And for TV7.ca News, I'm Michelle Parker.
And Belrose Composite High School will be presenting Chicago in a few weeks at the Arden Theatre. You can enjoy the musical on February 5th through the 7th at 7 p.m. Along with the evening shows, they will also be performing a matinee at 11:30 on the 6th. We spoke to one of the stars in this musical about why productions like this are so important for students.
Well, I mean, it gives like having these classes and having the kids going out to actual theaters and performing there gives them kind of sort of like a taste of what it's like if they actually went into the profession. Like they get to see firsthand what all takes. You get to have the different crews for costuming, and you get to see the tech crew in action and everything. You really get set in perspective of how much work it actually takes to put on one of these shows.
Help support the young talent and promote the arts in our community by getting your tickets at the Belrose High School office. The evening shows on Wednesday and Thursday night run you $20, and the matinee and the opening night tickets are only $10. As always, TV7.ca does have a couple of tickets to give away for your matinee showing. If you'd like to enter, please send us a Facebook message or email us at news@tv7.ca.
Looking for a fun night out? Well, thanks to a local business, you won't have to head to the big city for that. The Bourbon Room is this week's business spotlight.
Hi, I'm Paul Ballack from the Bourbon Room, 205 Carnegie Drive in St. Albert, Alberta, where we're the home of the only dueling piano establishment north of Calgary. Come and see us. Two piano players will play together. One will play the bass of the song and the other person will play the rhythm and sing. And then they just play together and harmonize, and then they switch off. And they'll play any song from the 30s up until present, whether it be pop, rock, country, R&B, hip hop, whatever. And they just use the synthesizers and the pianos to make the sounds that are similar to that song and try their best to sing it just like you would have heard it recorded. So very interactive. It's the most interactive entertainment, I think, live music-wise, that you can find. We've had bands for many years, and with bands, you know, the stage is over there and the people are on the other side, and they sit there and they enjoy the entertainment and then the talent that's on the stage, whereas the dueling pianos is more in the middle of the room. So it's an engaging event where everyone will dance wherever they are, at their booth, at their table, at the bar. We have a little dance floor. We have some nice dance lights and stuff that will illuminate that up. And then next thing you know, by midnight, everyone's around the piano, or as close as they can to the piano, singing and clapping and playing along with the entertainers. We want to keep people in St. Albert and give them a reason not to go to Edmonton. Nothing against Edmonton. I go to Edmonton too, and I love Edmonton, but why spend all that money in a cab going there, a cab coming back, or waiting for cabs and being stuck downtown at 3 o'clock in the morning when you have good entertainment right here? We have great food. It's a beautiful looking room. We just did renovations 2 years ago and changed everything from front to back in this location. So if you ever came here when it was yesterday's or Friday's or any other bar that was here, it's totally different than it's ever looked since this place has been a restaurant or bar. So we're giving people a reason to stay here. Our pricing is really good. You go into Edmonton and you may pay $8, $10 for a beer. Ours will be $2 less than that. Our food's going to be $4 or $5 less than that. So you're saving on cabs, you're saving on the cost of food, and you're saving on the cost of products that you're having to drink. Well, the Bourbon Room is a place that specializes in majority of bourbons that we can find and live entertainment.
And one of the focal points of TV7.ca's mandate is to showcase our vibrant community and what it has to offer. Amongst our stories last October and November, we reminded you that we have a very well-organized, produced, and highly entertaining dinner theatre operating year-round. Well, another local gem is the St. Albert Rotary Music Festival. The purpose of the music festival is to promote the appreciation of and participation in the performing arts in our community, as well as the surrounding districts. The St. Albert Rotary Club has operated the music festival for the last 25 years, and they would like to shed light on their Diane Reed Rolfe Masterclass in Music. The masterclasses will be held annually starting this year thanks to a generous donation by Reed Rolfe's stepdaughters. In music masterclasses, a highly proficient teacher or artist works with one student or a small ensemble in front of an audience. Daryl Baker, president of the St. Albert Rotary Music Festival, explains, "We're hoping that others will consider making a further tax receivable donation and extend the masterclass beyond the 10 years that are currently planned." For more information or to get involved, check out the St. Albert Rotary Music Festival's website.
Crystal Lucier shares her tax season tips on our financial focus.
I want money.
Often people ask me, do I really need to file a return? I have a student child that didn't make any money, or I didn't work this year, I have zero income, why would I file a return? And the short answer is always file. You need to file because there are benefits that you may qualify for through CRA that you're not going to receive if you haven't filed a tax return. The other important thing to note is that if you receive child tax benefit, which is always higher if you have lower income, CRA will cut that off if you haven't filed your taxes. So you always want to make sure that you file, make sure that you talk to a professional about whether you should file or not. In short, it's important to file always, especially if you own a small business. I have proprietors say to me, my business is small, I didn't make any money this year, or I had losses. In that case, absolutely file, unless it's considered a hobby business, which is a whole other topic. Proprietorship businesses that have losses will help you get a tax refund. And if you didn't have any income otherwise, they could help your spouse get a tax refund. That would also help increase your GST refund and potentially increase your child tax benefit. Make sure that you talk to a professional and make sure that you stay on top of your filing deadlines. I'm Crystal Lucier with TV7.ca.
I want money.
That'll do it for another week. If you have any community events or news you would like to share with our viewers, please send us an email at news@tv7.ca. From all of us at TV7.ca, I'm Lisa Rufianch. Have a great week.